Hi, it's me, their Guinea or Pig, and today's video is going to be about our kibble and why we use it. But before we start with the current kibble, I have to take you all the way back to February, because in February I had noticed that Latte had some blood in her urine, and she was also peeing frequently and not much was coming out. And both of those are very typical signs of a urinary tract infection. I took her to our vet and they did an exam on her. They took a urine sample and saw that there was in fact blood in Latte's urine. And they also took an x-ray because sometimes guinea pigs have bladder stones which hurt to pass through and can cause blood, but it's different than a UTI. We took an x-ray and there fortunately weren't any bladder stones. However, Latte did have some bladder sludge. So bladder sludge is the buildup of calcium, the beginning stages of bladder stones. Fortunately, there weren't any bladder stones that had developed, but I was on high alert should they develop. The vet wanted to know what they were eating and what their diet was, but because guinea pigs are on a restricted diet, we were trying to figure out where the excessive calcium in her diet, which then would contribute to her bladder sludge, was coming from. And the girls have unlimited Timothy hay all day, and they also have a salad at night which consists of red leaf lettuce and peppers, variety of peppers, carrots, occasionally cucumbers, and then they also get 1/8 cup per pig of pellets per day. So we started to think about maybe it was the pellets because the rest of the diet is very standard, and the vet and I were trying to think of ways that we could limit either Latte's pellet or find a different pellet brand that would have less calcium in it for her specifically. So I started to do my research to see what kind of calcium was in the girls' pellet that they were using at the time. At the time, the girls were using Benny Terra organic guinea pig food from Oxbow. So upon looking at the ingredients of the Oxbow Benny Terra organic adult guinea pig food, I had discovered that they used limestone in their products, and limestone can contribute to bladder sludge, and their calcium intake, while not high, is higher than some of the other brands out there. So I have a list of all the information. It is on a Guinea Pig Weekly pad. Woohoo! So the Oxbow Benny Terra adult guinea pig food does have a slightly higher portion of calcium than the food that the girls are currently on. The maximum percentage of calcium in their pellets is 0.9, and that's not terribly high realistically, but because Latte was having these bladder issues, her calcium intake was important to me. And since she does live in a herd, it makes it a bit tricky to limit how much she's eating and what she's eating. So if you can curb things down just slightly all around for the group, it's a bit easier. So that was the old food. The old food did have 0.9%, and their minimum percentage of calcium is 0.64%. Again, that is not terribly high, but since I was monitoring calcium intake, I wanted to see what other options there were. I had done a lot of research and watched a lot of YouTube videos, and one brand name did keep popping up. It is Clean Mama's Hayloft, or KMS. KMS is based out in Washington. It is a very, very small family-run business. They have a farm out there and they make all their pellets. And so I was looking at calcium intake for their pellets, and the maximum amount of calcium in their pellets is 0.54, which is less than the Oxbow Benny Terra adult organic guinea pig food, which was 0.6. And so that right away showed that there was a possibility of getting less calcium-based pellets while still providing the rest of the nutrition that my piggies would need. We continued to read more about the company itself, and they don't use BHA or BHT, which are harmful preservatives. It's not great for your animals or for yourself, so if you can find products without it, that's better. They also don't use ethoxyquin, which is, I believe it's a preservative, and it can cause cancer. And unfortunately, some big major brand name pet suppliers do use ethoxyquin in their food and their treats. So if you are using KT, for example, I hate to throw brand names under the bus, but also want to be educational. If you're using KT treats, I know for a fact that the ethoxyquin is found in the Timothy and apple treats, like the giant chunks that you can feed your chinchillas and rabbits, and they're also recommended for guinea pig use as well, but they do contain ethoxyquin and it's incredibly harmful, so please stop using that brand, or at least products from that brand with that chemical in it. I also wanted to note that KMS only has about 25 ingredients in their kibble versus the Oxbow Benny Terra adult guinea pig food, which actually has 40 ingredients. If you can make kibble with less ingredients, I'm not sure why you wouldn't. So because the Oxbow organic guinea pig food does have a lot more fillers and additives and things like that in it, I really am so grateful that KMS doesn't. It made switching over a little bit less stressful for me because I wasn't as concerned about all of the fillers that they use, primarily because they don't. And then finally, I just would like to also say that the KMS kibble is made in small batches, really small batches, about 10 weeks apart. So when you order your kibble, you are actually getting incredibly fresh kibble. They mark what date the kibble was created on the bag or the pail, and so you're really able to monitor its shelf life and make sure that you're feeding fresh kibble to your pigs in 200 days, which is how long it stays fresh if you are storing it properly. So that's great. Oxbow guinea pig food has a shelf life of 6 months, which is 180 days. So the KMS does stay fresher a bit longer. We ordered the 10-pound refill bag since our first purchase was the 10-pound pail, but since then we just order the refill bags, and we do so I think every 3 months. The 10-pound lasts about 3 months for my 3 pigs. So that's just a comparison fact for you if you're thinking of purchasing and you have a certain amount of piggies similar to mine. So I'm gonna go grab the product. It's over on the floor. I keep it over there in a pail, and we'll talk about what it looks like. Fortunately, you guys can't smell it, but it is incredibly fresh pellets, which I love. The girls love when I open the pail. They go nuts. They actually already had their kibble today, but I will include a little snapshot of them going bonkers in the morning for the kibble from a different day, I guess. This is the 10-pound pail. We purchased the pail as our first order from KMS Hayloft because we wanted to ensure that we were storing it properly. What I really love about KMS is that KMS offers you the 10-pound pail, and I think they might even have a bigger size pail as well, with the kibble inside. When you receive your first pail of kibble, it is absolutely airtight, sealed shut. You have to pull tab to open the container, like so. Isn't open. And they do include a little scoop, which is super duper convenient. The kibble smells incredibly fresh. It is much greener than any of the kibble products I have seen in stores, and it doesn't look as waxy. It's really nice thin pellets, and it just, there's something about knowing that it's made, for me at least, by a family company versus a corporation that just makes me feel a little bit better about buying it. It is a bit costly due to the shipping, as this is based in Washington and we are all the way on the East Coast. Shipping itself, I believe, is about, I want to say $15 or so. So it's not the most economically friendly option out there, but it does have very limited calcium. It's got much less calcium than our prior brand name, and for me, Latte's Health is worth the extra shipping costs. Since February, since we made this switch, We have not had any bladder sludge. There has been no high calcium urine stains, which would come off as chalky or thick when they dry. It's a white substancey powder. Their urine dries normal. So I really do believe that the switch to the KMS Hayloft has made a world of difference for Latte's health. I'm going to show you now, just a little scooperoo, the Kibble and what it looks like. So this is the KMS Hayloft Kibble. As you can see, it is very nice thin kibble pellets, which I love. It is a lovely green color. It smells incredibly fresh. It does not look very waxy. Some of the other kibble has looked waxy, and I think that might be to help keep whatever they're using as filler and fluff to help maintain its freshness. But this kibble is very much as pure as it gets, with only 25 ingredients in it. So you're just getting what your guinea pigs need. You're not getting any or too many preservatives to help keep it fresh. And the quality has always been incredibly great whenever we've ordered from them. I have never had a batch of kibble from the 3 that I've ordered that I've questioned or said this doesn't look quite like the other batches, and that's not always the same with major companies who make quite large batches just to get them out and to put them on the shelves. This is what the new kibble looks like. I do have a small remaining bit left of the oxbow kibble, and I'm going to put the oxbow kibble on the right side right here so you can sort of compare for yourself and see what the difference looks like. So now that we're focused, as you can see, the KMS kibble is actually quite greener than the oxbow kibble, which is kind of this subdued brown. The quality of the kibble is quite different. They're quite different colors, even if it was at the end of the shelf life, because the oxbow kibble has been stored properly as well. It has a much more waxy feel to it. It never smelled quite as fresh as the KMS kibble does. And I'm really grateful that I did the research, and unfortunately I had to learn about the quality of the kibble due to Latte's health, but fortunately it was such a minor hiccup that it's almost a blessing that it happened, because I was able to learn quite a bit about kibble and calcium intake and make a better choice for my family. So as I was saying before, the KMS kibble, at least in my opinion, is a better kibble to feed your guinea pigs if you have a choice. I know that Oxbow does make more than one brand of adult guinea pig kibble. They also have KV Cuisines, which I believe might be called KV Essentials now. It comes in a red bag, and from what I understand, what I've heard is that they have reformulated that kibble to no longer include the limestone. However, the Benny-Terra organic adult guinea pig food, I do believe, does still have the limestone. So if you are currently using that, I would really strongly recommend, if you don't want to go to a different brand, or your pet store does not carry a different brand, you could go to the Oxbow KV Essentials, which does come in the red bag. You would probably be okay with that. There is also Small Pet Select Kibble, which I have heard wonderful things about. One of my partners on Instagram does endorse them, and so she highly recommends them. KMS does not sell their pellets in store, so if you're interested in purchasing KMS pellets, I will leave the link down below. It is an online retailer only, so you do have to purchase it online in order to receive it, but it does come in about 2 days, at least where I live, from Washington, which is really great. That's about the same shipping rate as Small Pet Select. If you are using the KT brand, please, please, please read the ingredients very closely. KT brand pellets are not high quality. If that is what you currently have in your pet store, you might want to think about going to a different pet store in your area if you can, or ordering something online. So it's worth really doing the research if this is something you're interested in or concerned about. As always, if you have any other questions, I guess, not any other questions, but if you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you enjoyed this video and felt it was educational, please give us a thumbs up. If you liked this video and other videos on our channels, please subscribe so you don't miss an upload. I hope to post a summer cage short, very belated summer cage short, sorry, in the next week or two, and then I don't know what I have planned after that, but I'll keep videos coming as long as you guys keep watching. So let me know how you like this, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.